Some moments from our past refuse to fade. They linger in quiet corners of our minds, surfacing when we least expect them. These are our ghosts, the unresolved emotions, memories and experiences that still shape us. They don't always arrive as clear recollections. Sometimes they manifest as feelings we can't name, reactions we don't fully understand, or patterns we unconsciously repeat. They influence our moods, our choices, and the way we see ourselves, often without us realizing their presence. Some ghosts whisper in the background, subtle but persistent. Others demand our attention, showing up in dreams, sudden moments of nostalgia, or an unexpected emotional response to something seemingly unrelated. They can be tied to specific people, past relationships, places or events, times in our lives that we thought we'd moved beyond in reality, but not entirely in our minds. Think of a moment in your life that still lingers, even though it happened long ago. Maybe it's a conversation that never found resolution, a place you can't return to without a strange mix of emotions, or a regret that surfaces in quiet moments. Our ghosts don't merely exist in memory. They live in the choices we make today, how we protect ourselves, and what we fear or long for. Even the ones we think we've buried may still find a way to influence our present. Ghosts don't always return in their original form. Sometimes they disguise themselves in our instincts and reactions, surfacing in subtle ways. A hesitation before speaking, an uneasiness in unfamiliar situations, or the quiet fear of being misunderstood. These may all be echoes of something unresolved. A moment from the past can take root so deeply that it alters how we trust, love, or allow ourselves to dream without fear or failure. They're woven into how we protect ourselves, influencing the limits we set and the risks we avoid. Memories too shift over time, taking on new meanings as we grow. A past experience might have felt insignificant when it first occurred, yet its impact becomes more apparent as life unfolds. Maybe we realize how deeply a particular moment shaped us, or how a seemingly minor loss left behind a greater emptiness than we once recognized. The past doesn't sit still. It continues to breathe alongside us, altering how we see ourselves and the world around us. Take a moment to reflect. What are the moments, relationships, or experiences that still hold weight in your mind. Do you find yourself returning to certain memories, not because they serve you, but because they persist on their own? Our ghosts don't haunt us because we choose them. They remain because something within us hasn't fully released them. Perhaps we replay old conversations, wondering what we could have said differently. Maybe we carry the weight of missed opportunities, paths not taken, or mistakes we wish we could undo. Or we may cling to an old version of ourselves, one shaped by past experiences, rather than who we are today. Some ghosts are tied to regret, others to grief, anger or longing. Some stem from experiences we never fully processed, while others arise from moments we revisit out of habit. They shape how we see ourselves, how we navigate relationships, and how we respond to the present. The first step to making peace with them is acknowledging their presence without judgment. Ghosts reveal themselves unexpectedly. A song, a scent, a familiar place, stirring emotions we'd long buried. Have you ever been caught off guard by a sudden wave of feelings seemingly unrelated to the moment at hand? Perhaps a certain phrase someone spoke reminds you of words once said to you long ago, triggering an ache you thought had faded. Or a place you once loved no longer feels welcoming, replaced instead by a quiet discomfort you can't explain. Sometimes the presence of a ghost isn't obvious. It's felt in our instincts, in the choices we make without fully knowing why. Even unspoken fears can be ghosts in disguise. A childhood wound may still shape the way we approach relationships. A moment of past rejection may influence our willingness to be vulnerable. An old failure may still whisper that we aren't enough, long after we've outgrown the moment it first took hold. They can become so familiar that we mistake them for part of who we are, rather than the remnants of what we once experienced. This is why they often go unnoticed, existing just beneath the surface of our awareness. But once we begin to observe them, we start to see where they linger, and more importantly, why they remain. Instead of asking, why do I still think about this? Try asking, what is this memory trying to show me? Not every ghost needs to be banished. Some need to be understood. Often these lingering thoughts persist because they're tied to unresolved emotions, ones we've yet to fully process or integrate into our personal growth. Awareness is the first step toward loosening the grip of the past so it no longer dictates our present. Once we see our ghosts clearly, we can begin to question their place in our lives. Are they reminders of something meaningful, or are they holding us back? Are they guiding us toward healing, or keeping us tethered to old wounds? As you move forward, notice the presence of your ghosts. Pay attention to how they return through thoughts, emotions, or even unexpected triggers. They may shift in form, but their presence signals something unresolved. Ghosts persist when we continue to engage with them in the same way. While the past remains unchanged, our relationship with it doesn't have to. We don't erase our ghosts, but we can learn how to see them differently, freeing ourselves from their hold. In the next lesson, we'll explore why some ghosts remain, how they become reinforced through thought patterns, and how we can break free from them.